just for some little context here, I'm autistic, I have a diagnosis, whatever, blah blah blah. I have what used to be known as Asperger's. Now it's just diagnosed as high functioning autism among like just utter high like high functional autism. It's not like a separate category anymore. But yeah, I have Asperger's, I'm autistic, whatever. And I figured, you know what would be a funny idea? An autist doing an autism test online, because I have never actually done an online test. I think. Maybe I did one when I was younger, I don't know. But either way, that's what we're doing today. And we'll see like how accurate it is, you know, if it can detect what like that I'm autistic and if it's like at all accurate. And what I think of the questions and etc etc, just like a perspective of somebody who knows that I am. Like how does a test like this work, you know? It's number one, I prefer to do things with others rather than my own. Highly depends on the thing, like highly depends on the thing, but I'm going to put slightly disagree, because in most cases I do like being on my own, but also I like social activities, but that's, you know, for entertainment. If I want to be productive, I like being on my own, for example. So slightly disagree, but, you know, not completely disagree, because there are situations where I like to be social, but like I definitely am not like a constant like social being who's just like all over the place and always wants to do things on my own. Like, it's really hard to actually be productive with other people around. With like, if I want to do assignments, I want to do my homework, I always do it alone. So that's slightly disagree is my answer there. I prefer to do things the same way over and over again. I think slightly agree. Like, yeah, I like. Sometimes it's like bang my head against the wall. Also, just like, if it works, it works. I change when I find a need to change, you know. Or if I want to experience change, which I do sometimes. So that's, you know, where I stand on that. If I try to imagine something, I find it very easy to create a picture in my mind. Well, definitely agree. I daydream a ton. Like, I don't actually like books anymore, for example. So like, I don't think I have the imagination I once had as a child. But like, I daydream a lot. I think about things a lot. I think I'm quite capable of like, you know, at the whole thing of like imagining things. And like, I form like a picture image. I don't really think in words either. I just think in like images. I don't know if it's the same for normal, like every person. Maybe everybody thinks in images. Probably nobody thinks in like pure text, you know. But like I very much form like a picture in my mind of things, and it's very easy to do that. It's very natural for me. I frequently get so strung up certain one thing that I lose sight of other things. Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, I'm either not motivated to do anything and I can't focus, or then I'm really focused on one thing. My ADHD or ADD, whatever you want to call it, definitely contributes to that as well. Not just autism, but like, yeah, I get super absorbed in things sometimes. It's crazy. And I often notice small sounds when others do not. Yeah, I mean, slightly agree. I'm not as sensitive as I used to, and also my ears, like my right ear has a problem with earwax, so that probably like kind of like takes it down. But like, not only do I hear sounds, I also like hallucinate sounds, which is funny. Like, sometimes I think there's a noise from like a person I know, but that person isn't even like anywhere nearby. So like, not only do I like hear things, I also just like straight up hallucinate, which is quite fun. But yeah, that's a thing. Beyond that, I usually notice car number plates or similar strings of information. Slightly disagree, it depends on what I'm doing. Like, if I'm doing GeoGuessr, I'll look for that, sure, but like in real life, not really. Other people frequently tell me what I have said is impolite, even though I think it is polite. Oh yeah, sure, I can, like, people are fucking weird. I'm probably weird, but... Yeah, it's hard to understand, like, what's impolite about something. I'm very direct, I'm very straightforward, and sometimes people get offended by this. Though, to be fair, people actually tell me that, but I know that's what they think. Like, it's so often that, like, I talk to a person and then they just, like, no longer talk to me after some incident when I say something that to me is completely natural, but they find it weird and they don't communicate that, and then, like, it becomes a whole mess. So, like, while people don't necessarily tell me that straight up, like, it's very clear that my words are found to be a problem by people. And sometimes people have gotten like straight up offended very blatantly as well. Like, you know, it has happened. It happens sometimes. But, oh well. When I'm reading a story, I can easily notice what the character might look like. Definitely agree. Again, I don't really read books anymore. I can't imagine quite the same degree, but like still, I'm pretty good. I am fascinated by dates. Are we talking about like romantic dates of going out with a person, or are we talking about like dates as in like you know, days of the year, days of the month, like 1st of October 2024, like what are we talking, what does a date mean here? Well, I'm assuming we mean like romantic dates, and I mean, I wouldn't say I'm fascinated by them, like slightly disagree here. Like I think it's of course like, you know, I think that could be nice to do with a person I'm interested in, sure, but like, is it something I would like to like study as like, you know, like a, for like a thesis? Hell no. So, you know, I'm going to put slightly disagree there. I don't think it's like that interesting as such. Like, it's not fascinating. Sure, it's cool, but it's not fascinating. That's not the correct word there. In a social group, I can easily keep track of several different people's conversations. Hell nah. I find social easy. Hell nah. I tend to notice details that others do not. Slightly agree. Yeah, sometimes. I would rather go to the library than a party. I don't like either. I don't like libraries. They have people in them, and like it's like, I mean, I really like. I'm going to actually put slightly disagree here, because like, I mean, I know they mean a party. They mean like a big social thing. I hate those from the bottom of my heart. It gives me a heartache. It makes me want to die. But when I go to a party, I go there with friends. I go there to socialize, and that like makes it fine. A library, I never fucking go to because I like it's not a hangout place with friends because I had to be quiet and stuff. It's just like there's nothing for me to do. I don't really read books, and if I was reading books, I would want to read them at home, not at the library, because there's people at the library. There's too much space. Like I like being in like a small space. That's one thing about me. Like I feel uneasy in like a bigger space. I want to either be outside, or like outside somewhere, like, you know, completely outside. You know, walking or seeing the nature, stuff like that, or like I want to be in my small apartment, you know, like playing games or watching videos or whatever, like, or working, you know, and stuff. Like I don't like a bigger social space to like do things. Library is like my worst enemy. I hate libraries so much. So although like I also don't really like parties, I think they're ass, like libraries, I guess. And like for a party, I can at least go there with friends and like, you know, try to have fun. With library, just ass. So yeah, that's my explanation. If I'm making up stories easy, slightly disagree. I think it's not like impossible, but it's not that easy. I find myself drawn more strong to people than to things. I actually agree here. I think like I value like, I mean, I'm very drawn to things. I'm very like, I have a ton of crap and like whatnot. But like, if you're like I value people and like I value my friends, like consider important, whatever. So I'm going to put slightly agree here. I tend to have very strong interest, which I get upset about if I can't pursue. Slightly agree. I'm not like insane, but yeah, generally, yeah, I do quite strongly get passionate about some things. I enjoy social chit chat, not really. Like if it's my friend, I love talking to my friends, but beyond that, not really, I don't care. When I talk, it isn't always easy for others to get a word in edgeways, yep. I am fascinated by numbers, no. Numbers are numbers, whatever, who gives a shit. When I'm reading a story, I find it difficult to work out the creator's intentions. Not really, like usually the intentions are like explain the story one way or another. Yeah, I don't really enjoy reading in general, so I agree there. I find it hard to make new friends. I definitely agree. Like it's hard for me to make new friends, at least keep new friends. I notice patterns in things all the time. Not really. I don't pay attention to things that much. Actually, I'm quite bad at pattern recognition, interestingly enough. I would rather go to the theater than the museum. No, I like museums quite a lot, actually. I quite like museums. I don't really like theater. It does not upset me if my daily routine is disturbed. I don't have a routine, so yeah. I literally do not have a routine at all, so yeah, no problem there. I frequently find I don't know how to keep conversation going. Yep, I'm horrible at conversations. It goes. I find easy to read between the lines when someone's talking to me. Hell no, I can't read shit between the lines. You need to tell me things straight up. Like, you need to tell me everything you want to say exactly as it is. I won't understand any of what you're saying if you don't tell me straight up. So, that's that. That's how I work. I usually get more on the whole picture rather than small details. So I disagree. I think I get a bit too stuck on small details sometimes. I'm not very good at remembering phone numbers. Slightly agree. I remember my own one. I don't remember any other ones. My own number is the only one I actually remember. I don't usually notice small changes in situation or a person's appearance. Definitely agree. I don't notice shit. Well, usually I just don't care. Like, if the person's appearance, I don't give a fuck how people look. So, like, I'm actually gonna put slightly agree because it depends on what it is. I notice some things very easily. But, like, a person's look, for example, I don't give a shit about it. So, like, I don't notice it easily. I know how to tell if someone is listening to me is getting bored. Not really. Like, so usually, I mean, yeah, of course, if it's like very obvious, but if they're trying to hide it, then no. I find it easy to do more than one thing at once. Hell no, it's really hard. I don't multitask shit. I always do one thing at a time. I can't do anything otherwise. When I talk on the phone, I'm not sure when it's my turn to speak. Slightly agree, yeah, but depends on who I'm talking to. With like with my like the closest friend, I have like no problem with that, but with like all of people, I do have trouble with that. So depends on the person. I enjoy doing things spontaneously. Definitely agree. I'm often the last to understand the point of a joke. Yeah, slightly agree. I think it's sometimes, yeah, quite often, but not always. I find it easy to work out what someone is thinking or feeling just by looking at their face. Disagree, I can't tell shit. If there's an interruption, I can switch back to what I was doing very quickly. Slightly disagree. Might be my ADHD again, but like, yeah, I have some trouble with that. I am good at social chit chat. No, I'm horrible. Wait, was that already a question here? Oh, it's more like enjoy it. Okay. I'm good now. I suck at it. People often tell me that I keep going on about the same thing. Definitely agree. That's something I've heard many times. When I was young, I used to enjoy playing games involving pretending with other children. Hell yeah, I did. I did loads of like role playing with my friends, whatever. I like to collect information about categories of things. Not really. Yeah, sometimes, but not really. I find it difficult to imagine what it would be like to be someone else. Yeah, slightly agree. Depends on who the person is. I like to plan activities I participate in carefully. Slightly agree. I hate social occasions. Slightly agree. I think it depends on who I'm doing it with. Friends, yeah, otherwise not really. I find it difficult to work out people's intentions. Definitely agree. New students make me anxious. Yeah, often, yeah. Like I'm going to like a new job or a new school, whatever. It's really like, or like even going to a new social need to have social gathering, or if I'm going somewhere alone, especially, it's quite stressful. But like, yeah, it really depends on what kind of thing. Actually, would definitely agree. It can be quite strong sensation. I enjoy meeting new people. Slightly agree. Yeah, depends on. Actually, disagree. I don't really like meeting new people. I'm a good diplomat. Disagree slightly. I am not very good at yep. I don't remember people's date of birth very easily. I find it very easy to play games with children that involve pretending. Slightly agree, actually. I think, yeah, I mean, I don't really do that, but I think I'm pretty decent at it. And score 32. This is a funny number. This is a very funny number here, because if you go down here and we read, the IQ doesn't refer much into specific autistic traits, as it only allows a single score, and the scores 26 or greater indicate the person's autistic traits. The higher the score, the more autistic traits you have. But almost 80% of autistic people score 32 or higher. I'm scoring right on that threshold. Right on the threshold. That is very funny. That is very funny. So I guess it actually did tell me like, hey, I'm autistic, and I do feel that cases are reasonable. I feel like these things do deal with the things you would face as an autistic person. The one problem is like I also have ADHD, like not the hyper energetic kind, the inattentive kind, whatever, ADD, as is the old name of it, and like Out of these things also apply to that, and to be fair, that also is a very common combination with autism. So like, uh, those things do get conflated here definitely a bit. You know, things like being distracted easily or being unable to like do more than one thing at once, or being like having a difficulty getting right back to a thing, etc., etc. These are definitely like kind of in both. But like some of these things, like let's see, for example, making a picture in my mind, or like small sounds, you know, like people telling me that what I've said is impolite, like, you know, understanding people, you know, like, you know, keeping track of people's conversations, etc. Like these kinds of questions that have to deal with like understanding people and like just how you think, how you process information. These questions I actually feel like are relevant. I feel like I find those to like really link to like, you know, the things that happen. And yeah, that's I think it's like actually like surprisingly not horrible. Like I look at like personality tests and I look at them like they're kind of generic. Like it's like I don't really agree with those that much. Though they definitely get that I'm introverted, but beyond that, like social, like personality tests are pretty useless. But like I like this a fair bit. I think it's reasonable. I think it like asks reasonable questions. Of course, like it's not going to be a diagnosis. It's not going to tell you actually anything. Like it's like if you feel like you might have autism, you know, a little bit, you can do a test like this one. This one is good because it's 50 questions. It's a long test, and long tests tend to be better. So it can like give you an indication. Okay, if it is like a high score, they can tell you like, okay, I might actually have autism. I might actually, you know, be, but like it doesn't tell you you have autism. Like, don't go into like self-diagnosis nonsense. Like that's not a thing. You should like it can give an indication that you might have it, and then you know if you want to actually find anything out, go to a professional. Like go to you know like someone who like works in that field and like actually knows their shit. Yes, they can really actually like you know get your proper diagnosis. What is my camera doing? It's rotating its ass. Whatever. I don't care. Uh, but that's my conclusion. If you actually want to know anything, go to like professional. But this kind of tests can help you with like giving you a basic indication of it, and it does seem to actually do a pretty good job at that. So, yeah, thanks for watching and goodbye.